Hey kids, this section is, and the lesson is 1.6, segment construction. So this is going to be a lesson that replaces the one that is currently in your packet, the 1.6 that's there. Don't rip it out or anything like that, but you will not need to fill that one out. We're going to be doing this one instead, the one that I handed to you. So the point of this lesson, or the objective here, is to define perpendicular and perpendicular bisector, and to be able to copy and bisect a segment using a compass and a straight edge. Okay, so let's look at what a compass is. So a compass is an object, and I believe I showed it to you probably before you started looking at this recording. May not have had a chance to. So a compass is this object here. All right, it's this tool that was created a very long time ago, and it is used to measure things. So this is back before the ruler came along. We're used to using the ruler or a protractor to measure stuff. In this case, we're only going to be using the ruler as a straight edge. The compass is going to be our measuring tool. So let's look at what the compass entails. You can see there is a pencil here, and then there's this other point that makes up the compass. Here you have a measuring tool with some measurements on it in inches, okay? For now, let's take a look at this point here and that point. This point is referred to as the pencil point, okay? So in the description of the steps to copying a segment, you're gonna hear me refer to the pencil point. That's this right here. The focus point is this sharp piece, this sharp end piece that is not the pencil point. So when I refer to the focus point, I mean the bottom of this piece right here, okay? Pencil point, focus point. Okay, so we're going to talk about what is constructing something versus drawing something. So you're gonna do this section on your own. So take a second to pause this video and just respond to that prompt. Once you've responded to that prompt, go ahead and take these notes. To construct a figure means to draw it exactly. Constructions require a compass and a straight edge, which were the two things I just showed you, the two tools, we'll call them, I just showed you. A compass is an instrument used to measure distance and draw arcs. So an arc looks like this. This is an arc. Okay, an arc is like a half of a circle or a part of a circle or a piece of a circle. It's not a full circle. A straight edge is a tool used to draw straight lines, but you knew that already. All right, a straight edge is different from a ruler because it cannot be used for measuring lengths. Again, you can use a ruler as a straight edge, but when straight edge is referred to here, it is just you're using it to make your line straight and nothing more than that. Okay, let's get to the actual construction. So what are the steps to copying a segment? Step one is to draw a ray using your straight edge and label the endpoint of your ray A prime. That little comma, or rather, excuse me, apostrophe, is prime notation, okay? That means A prime. So a second version of A, all right? So as you can see here, we have this line AB. We're not gonna do anything with that yet, but what we are gonna do is follow the directions that we were given, and using the straight edge, I'm going to draw a ray, okay? I'm gonna be using a pencil to do this because if I make any mistakes, I wanna be able to erase them easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw a ray. All right, so we know a ray has an endpoint and the other is an arrow at the end, okay? And I was told that I need to name this A prime. What are the second set of directions? Using my compass, place the focus point on point A and the pencil point on point B, all right? So let me do that. This is my focus point, and this is my pencil point. So I'm gonna have to open up my compass a little bit so that I lay exactly over, right? So here's my focus point on A, pencil point on B. All right, I think I got it, okay? So I'm just gonna put it just like this. Focus point A, pencil point B. And so this space in between here represents the space, it represents the distance between the focus point and, of course, the pencil point. That is the measure of segment AB. So the measure of this segment, and I actually need to use segment notation here, segment AB, this is the measure. So this compass is basically telling me that this is the measure of segment AB, okay? So this is the length. I want to copy this length onto the ray that I drew. So I'm going to take, without moving anything, especially you don't want to change the distance between your focus point and your pencil point, so you're going to just keep it as is. And I'm going to place the focus point on A prime, as it says here. Let's move this up. It says place the focus point on A prime, and wherever B lands is where it lands. And what you're going to do is you're going to create an arc. How do you create an arc? You just take your pencil point and basically swing downward, right? Start up here and swing downward, all right? And so this is an arc mark. This mark that I made, it looks like if I kept going, and if I did keep going, I would make a full circle, but I only want an arc, a part of a circle, okay? And so, sorry about that. Let me just organize this so it's easier for you to see. Okay, so we placed our focus point on A prime. Then we created the arc using the compass. And then we're going to put a point on and label that point B prime. Okay, so we put that point on the intersection of the arc and the ray. So where the arc intersected this ray here, we put that point. The distance from A prime to B prime is the same as the distance from A to B, meaning they are the same length. I can use my ruler to verify. They didn't have rulers when the compass came out, and that's the whole reason why there is a ruler versus a compass. Compass came out a long way before people even knew about rulers, and so the compass was the primary measuring tool, okay? And so therefore, but now that we do have a ruler, I can check. All right, so if you look at it, it's about 3.5 inches, just about 3.5 inches, okay? Oh, excuse me, centimeters. This is the centimeter side, excuse me, 3.5 centimeters, and this should be the same thing, 3.5 centimeters, and it is. And that's how we know that it is the same, it's the same segment, okay? So we're gonna do that again, all right? We're gonna do that one more time. We start by drawing a ray. So we're gonna draw a ray using our straight edge. Okay, again, name this A prime. Then we are going to take our focus point, put it on A, and our pencil point, put it on B. I gotta close this up a little bit more. Focus point on A, pencil point on B, exactly right on B, right on point B. I gotta open that up a little bit, just like that. Okay, good. It looks like, whoops, gotta be exact. Okay, and that looks good. So now I'm gonna take that same, without changing it, that same distance, that same measure, create an arc, label that arc B prime, and I've copied a segment. Okay, so you're gonna get a part 2 of this video. Go ahead and click on part 2 after you've done the try it out, which is on the next page.